Ladies and gentlemen, you are for the main event! He won the opportunity to come out with the UCW-Zero here tonight at Maximum Carnage. He is the human highlight reel. He is Mr. Match of the Night. He is Trey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, push record now because you're going to want to watch this over and over again. Here comes the human highlight reel, Trey Mathews. Clearly the fan favorite. And also, as we've mentioned before, this is the main event. He is the #1 contender for the UCW-Zero Heavyweight Championship. Whoa! There we go. That's what we like to see. But I think the sweeper guy's on vacation. You can't do it during the match. You have to do it now. Wow. All right, this is
UCW-Zero heavyweight title on the line. This is no place for this type of lesson that's about to be taught here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please
And an
welcome
awesome ovation
UCW-Zero's
for Trey Mathews. And now,
man in wrestling, he is Mr. D.
and now here comes the UCW-Zero Heavyweight Champion. The class is in session with Mr. D. Mr. D telling everybody else to clear the ring before he even gets in. This is a match, I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting for this one for a long, long time. You have Mr. D, literally a professor. He's a teacher inside and outside of the ring. He knows all of the basics. He is good at everything he does in this ring. And on the other side, you have Trey Mathews. Clearly the fan favorite. He loves to whoa! What do we got here? Bobby Jackson, he's wearing a ref shirt. Oh.
So now I'm going to give you count 3 to get out of my way. 1.
Yes! Yes! Do it again! Do it again! Yes! Absolutely! That is amazing! That's what you get, buddy! Good job! He gave you to the count of 3. I don't think you can get there. And now, Bobby Jackson checking the competitors. Oh, man, I have a warm feeling inside.
Let's see if he remembers to call for the bell. Let's ring it. Ring that bell.
Okay, here we go. Ready? And the match is underway. This heavyweight championship match between Mr. D and Trey Mathews. I'm not going to lie, Levi, I've been waiting for this one for a while.
Absolutely. We've got an incredible opportunity here. I'm actually quite grateful that referee Chandler is not the referee. You never know where his allegiances are.
Absolutely. And frankly, his send-off was the best. So here we are. Now, as I was mentioning before, I've been wanting to see this because on one side you have Mr. D, the heavyweight champion. He is a professor. He knows everything inside that ring. He is easily one of the smartest people in UCW-Zero, and that includes the way that he wrestles. But on the other side, you have Trey Mathews, and if you've been following any of the previous shows before this one, you've seen the uphill battle it's been
absolutely
for Trey Mathews to get to the #1 contendership. And every single show, every single match, the one thing that I cannot believe is that he has not stayed down.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be an incredible match.
We have seen Trey Mathews put in work, and you may mention that, yes, he is the smartest man in wrestling, but when he's studying highlight reels, he's often studying Trey Mathews, the human highlight reel, who looks for another kick. No. Oh, but he's not so easily sent out of the ring. Mr. D's going to have to keep his eyes in the back of his head. Quick shoulder to
well, I mean, he said he's a teacher.
He
He should be able to do that anyway.
Oh, the action is fast and furious.
Moving back and forth. I'm starting to get a little bit of motion sickness from all this running.
A huge kick from Trey Mathews sends the champion reeling.
And the crowd just loving every second of it.
Oh, Trey Mathews.
Mr. D having Mathews scouted.
Ooh.
Mathews having Mr. D scouted as well and catching him with a huge kick right to the grill.
They put on an incredible match at the Latin American Festival in Provo. Trey Mathews is still going after that UCW heavyweight gold, but Mr. D is one of the most calculating and dangerous champions that we've ever seen here.
Absolutely. With Mr. D, it's difficult to see just how.
He's got him up.
Whoa,
He's got him.
Ow! And throwing him right down again. You know, we've been talking about how dangerous and how calculating and how difficult it is to get the advantage on Mr. D, but that's exactly what Trey Mathews is doing. He has not let up this whole time. Oh!
Ooh.
And flying over the top of the ring, both of them going down. Did you hear that slap as they both landed on the concrete?
A brutal, almost gut-churning thud as Trey Mathews just colossally slams through the body of Mr. D here ringside. Ooh. I'm wondering if that high-risk maneuver did more damage to Trey Mathews than it did to Mr. D, because Mr. D is back in control and he's got that discipline stick.
Oh, come on!
All right, that's
illegal, man. It's a foreign object. It doesn't matter what it is.
It's a championship match. I don't think Bobby Jackson's going to let a championship match go over. You know, it's a little bit of discipline. Wait, hold on.
Matthews.
The discipline stick is in the other hand now.
No, my dude, come on.
Can he do it?
Oh!
The teacher gets a taste of his own medicine,
and luckily Bobby Jackson just lets it go. We don't want to see a match end like that.
I can't read lips, but I think I read I'll allow it from Bobby Jackson. Oh,
And a second one.
I don't know. Was that a rake across both sets of knuckles, or did he zero in on one hand? Because Mr. D looks like he's definitely favoring one hand over the other. Ooh.
And just springing off of Mr. D on his way back into the ring. There's a 1, 2.
A top
And Mr.
rope
D barely
stomp,
getting his shoulder up.
destroying both hands and then stomping right down on the center of the spine of Mr. D. Trey Mathews is in control, but can he bring home that UCW-Zero Heavyweight Championship belt? Ooh.
Oh, and there's those dangerous kicks from Trey Mathews.
It looked like Trey Mathews was systematically taking Mr. D apart, but Mr. D able to counter. Oh, no! A back elbow
Matthews
from
reversing
Mathews.
with an elbow. Going up the ropes.
Ooh.
And Mr. D had him scouted, just yanking him down. Did you see Matthews' head just whip off of that top turnbuckle as he just fell right back to the mat? And now Mr. D looks like he's zeroing in on Matthews' neck.
If you've ever seen one of our match of the nights, you've probably seen Trey Mathews go to the top rope several times. Mr. D knew that was a high-risk, high-danger position. He had to bring Trey Mathews down and brought him down hard.
And if you look at it, the way that Trey Mathews wrestles, I mean, statistically, it's a higher risk for Mr. D.
Absolutely.
Because more often than not, when Mathews goes to that top turnbuckle and leaps into the air, he usually lands on somebody.
Absolutely. Trey Mathews, like lightning striking from that top turnbuckle, definitely a threat. Mr. D has defeated Trey Mathews before, but this might be the night that Trey Mathews turns it around.
It's what I keep saying, man. Whenever there's something on the line, in this case, it's the UCW-Zero Heavyweight Champion. When there's something on the line, anybody in that ring will put just a little bit extra.
They put their bodies on that
And there's
line.
another suplex throwing Mathews back into the turnbuckle.
They put their safety on the line.
Matthews holding his head and his neck.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that's what Mr. D is starting to zero in on. I think he's trying to use that as a tactic, basically trying to knock out Trey Mathews to get the win.
These two faced off as recently as last weekend in Provo, Utah. I think Mr. D knows where Trey Mathews' weaknesses are going to be. Trey Mathews is going to have to capitalize. He's going to have to. Yep, I think he's zeroing in on the neck with that beautiful neck breaker.
There's a 1, 2, and only a 2 count. Referee Bobby Jackson, of all people, keeping things even, keeping things orderly.
He's calling it down the middle. The discipline stick was brought into the ring by Mr. D, and Trey Mathews was able to capitalize and use it himself. Wait, could this be it? No, a kick out.
Oh!
Wow.
And Mr. D just turning Mathews inside out with a huge, vicious clothesline.
Trey Mathews spinning like a mid-air wagon wheel at the huge clothesline of Mr. D. Wait, that's a rather new chant. I haven't heard that one.
That's a new one. I'm a fan.
I don't care too much for Levi's socks, but you suck D, leaving out the mister. That's something.
Well, what do you mean? There's nothing dirty. There's nothing dirty about that. They're telling Mr. D he sucks. It's just
if the shoe was on the other foot, you suck Mathews. That'd make perfect sense.
Right? Exactly.
It's equal. It's fair. Yeah. After that huge maneuver, both of our competitors are down.
And again, Bobby Jackson doing a great job of keeping things in control.
Trey Mathews is looking for that energy, looking for that excitement from the crowd that we saw earlier, especially with all of this ticker tape parade-like celebration with the crepe paper.
Oh yeah.
He blocks the big punch.
And a huge kick right to the side of Mr. D's face. You can see his eyes glazing over, but he's getting back up each time.
That huge
Mathews
Superman
head of fire.
Oh!
Just jumping in the air and landing with a huge punch to the side of the head.
Let's see, does Trey Mathews have what he needs?
This is what I was telling you. This is where Trey Mathews gets his most dangerous and just a 2 count. this is where he gets his most dangerous. When he gets that head of fire, when he starts getting that momentum, he likes to run, he likes to fly, and he likes to hit the other guy.
He is like a freight train of high-speed adrenaline, and the human highlight reel is trying to go to that top
Here
rope
we
well
go.
one more time.
This is what we
What
see.
does he have in store?
Best Phoenix. Oh, no, he got it. He got out of the way. Mr. D moved.
Nobody home, but Trey Mathews still
And now
on his
Mathews.
feet. Uh-oh.
Oh, Mathews is in trouble here.
He's in the
Mr.
clutches.
D. And
Wow.
a huge suplex. Just letting him go.
A release mid-suplex, a huge pin.
And still a 2 count.
Ooh, those shoulders were
And
down.
now we're back to what I was talking about before. Mr. D has to have it in his head right now. He has to be thinking, what do I have to do to keep this guy down and keep my title?
Absolutely. Mr. D is on that middle rope, calling for it. Trey Mathews wisely gets underneath him.
Oh, out of nowhere!
Can
Just dropping him down.
Trey Mathews has got the pin. Could it? Oh.
And just a 2 count. If it had been just like a half a second faster, then we would be looking at a new heavyweight champion right now.
These fatigued titans of professional wrestling, they are going the distance here. It's been incredible so far. Trey Mathews trying to find what it will take to get that belt away from Mr. D. Could he be going for another high risk?
No!
Ooh.
No, he caught him! Oh, no, this can't be good! Oh!
The
Taking him down with a Falcon Arrow, and just barely!
The Falcon Arrow from Mr. D. Trey Mathews.
And now the crowd just telling us what they want to see.
Trey Mathews was looking for that support. He's got it. What does he have left in the tank, though? Oh, a beautiful
Enough to punch you in the face.
Oh.
And there's a chop from Mr. D. And a chop from Trey Mathews. And a chop from Mr. D. This is just a war of attrition right now. They're trying to wear each other out.
You've got to wonder what they've got left. It's just brute violence. It's just almost at a level of hatred between these men at this
and
point.
A shotgun kick after. Just look at Mr. D's eyes. This has got to be over. 1, 2. No.
I think Mr. D thought he was back in the classroom on a Monday morning there for a moment, but
and
muscle
now,
memory kicked in, and so did he. He
and
kicked
now,
out.
With everything on the line, Trey Mathews has the same idea. He has the same thing. He's wondering the same thing that Mr. D was wondering earlier. What do I have to do to keep him down and become the new heavyweight champion?
But Trey Mathews has got control. Oh, but Mr. D will not go over so easily.
Mr. D.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what's it? This can't be good. He's got Mathews up.
Wait. The power bomb is being reversed here with a series of punches. Trey Mathews has got him pinned up against the turnbuckle. Oh, wait, no.
No, here we go. Mathews, he's in a bad way. And an electric chair drop.
The electric chair from the man who's usually behind a desk teaching class. We've got to see if he's going to go for possibly looking for a submission hold here in this brutal war of attrition.
He's trying to get him. He's tried everything else. He does. I don't think he knows what else he can do.
Wow.
But he's been working on that neck this entire match. So he's got.
I can't think of the last time I saw Trey Mathews tap out, and he's got the crowd behind him. The strength is coming back into the body of Trey Mathews. He's to his feet. He breaks the hold and he flips. Ooh!
And there's another kick. What's he doing here? He's got him up. He's holding him in the air. And a brainbuster!
Oh.
It's got to be over. Just pin him. It's got to be over.
That modified suplex turning it into a brainbuster.
2. And just barely getting out.
The training that Mr. D has gone through is just exceptional. He couldn't tell you his own name right now, but his body knows to kick out before
almost
3.
Instinctually.
Wow.
He just kicked out.
Uh-oh. This is
And
getting
Trey.
dangerous.
Trey flying into the first, second, and third row.
Into the crowd and directly into the lap of the birthday boy. Doug Cope is out there somewhere.
And there is another satisfied fan.
Uh-oh, folks. When the wrestlers say move, you've got to move. Just like a hockey puck at a hockey game, but bigger and more dangerous. You've got to be clear. You've got to have your head on your shoulders. Ooh.
A knee to the face.
As Trey
followed by
Mathews
another.
tries to take the face and head off of Mr. D's shoulders. I got to say, this is for the UCW-Zero Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Jackson is going to allow this to continue.
As Trey Mathews just continues kicking Mr. D down. What's he going for? What's he going for here? Oh!
Bobby Jackson wisely doing his job, making sure Trey Mathews is alive and well. Mr. D taking
Mr. D
control.
throwing Bobby Jackson in the ring.
This is actually, these are the rules. Bobby Jackson has to do that 10 count. It's a standing 10 count. If Trey Mathews,
I'm just surprised he was that he let Mr. D put his hands on him.
He's the smart. Bobby Jackson's a physical guy.
Yeah, exactly. You saw what happened earlier.
Well,
he gave referee Chandler the count to the count of punch.
I mean, I would think twice before I mess with Mr. D. Whereas Chandler, the rules are a little looser there. Oh, we're at an 8. Can Trey Mathews get back in the ring? Wait a second.
No, there we go.
Wait, no.
He just
Did he call
barely
it?
made it.
Did he call it?
He just barely made it.
The match continues.
He's in. The match is continuing.
I think Bobby Jackson made the right call there. That was a close one. Bobby Jackson allows this match to continue after, I would say, a 9 and 6/7 count.
That's it. That's it.
A super kick.
There it is. 1,
to the airborne Mr. D. Both of these men.
I can't believe it.
Both of these men had a
Mathews
chance.
can't believe it.
They may have caught their wind, but they have not cut down the stakes. It is high stakes. It is high risk. We are seeing these men just put their bodies on the line. Just destruction and mayhem from corner to corner, to include ringside. They are slowly making their way to their feet. Oh. Now the high stakes have been mixed in with some disrespect. Spitting and slapping.
The worst thing you can do at this point is try to make it personal. I can see what Mr. D's trying to do, trying to make him angry so he'll slip up. But when you get angry to a certain point, all you do is hit harder.
Oh.
And a reverse DDT.
I think that's from the footage and the studying.
Yeah, amazing innovation from Mr. D, but is it going to be enough?
Still
and
not
just
enough.
Barely before 3.
There's no drawing board to go back to. These men have destroyed the drawing board. They have destroyed the classroom. They've destroyed the chairs and desks. Oh, but there might be one thing left.
He's got that book that he's been carrying around with him.
Hardback, thick college textbook. Oh, and actually, when you've got a referee who's not a pushover,
Bobby Jackson able to. That's ridiculous. No, not this way. Not this way. And Mathews just barely gets his shoulder up once again.
Trey Mathews, after a brutal low blow from the smartest man in wrestling, he refuses to be pinned. A 2 3/4. Mr. D, visible frustration on his face. Oh, Mr. D is outside the ring.
Frustration. This is something completely different. He is pissed.
Hey, no, it's one thing. It's one thing for the chairs to get involved outside the ring where they're stationary. When you bring a chair into the ring, that's it, Bobby.
And Bobby Jackson,
keep this under
once
control.
Again. Oh!
That's the referee,
No
Mr.
way!
D.
No, that can't be right.
Come
No.
on. I don't think
Not
Bobby
after
Jackson's
all
going
of
to
this.
allow that.
Not after everything that Trey Mathews has gone for. Not after everything he's been through. This can't end like this.
Will Bobby
Here we
Jackson
go. He's
allow
getting up
this?
there. There's the best Phoenix ever.
An incredibly
And there it is.
devastating Phoenix
It's 1,
maneuver.
2, no.
Oh,
Not this way. Not after all of that. After all of that, everything Mathews has done leading up to this point.
Cannot change hands by way of disqualification. So your winner, if the belt stays with Mr. D, but your winner, make some noise for him, folks. It was Trey Mathews.
Not this way. Mr. D retains his title in easily the most underhanded way that I can think of. There we go. And a super kick for good measure.
We're going to allow it, folks.
Mathews and Jackson holding the belt. It's the classic story. They both want what's not theirs. And Mr. D just reminding them that that's his belt.
All right, folks.
And he may have slipped by.
Already used his rematch clause, and our referee Bobby Jackson put in some incredible work. But I think I got an idea. We got incarceration next month, and Mr. D's been able to defend this title pretty well. Well, let's see how Mr. D does in a death row gauntlet match at incarceration.
All right! A death row gauntlet match.
All right, folks, in a death row gauntlet match right here in the steel cage at incarceration, Mr. D will defend his title against, let me think, Bobby Jackson for sure. Guerrero Azteca has definitely earned a chance. The Party Boy Tony Nova. And a winner earlier this evening, Blake Grayson, will all go after that UCW-Zero heavyweight champion. And Trey Mathews.
It's only fair. Come on, Levi. Come on, Levi. It's only fair.
Alright, hold on. This one's his rematch. Trey Mathews has his opportunity to get that UCW-Zero heavyweight championship before, guys. He's already had it. Alright. Hold on. Wait, I got Bobby Jackson, I got Guerrero, I got the champion, I got... Oh, that's only 5. That's 5 people. I only have 6. Ladies and gentlemen, Trey Mathews will go for the gold!
It's only fair.
Incarceration, October 5th. A steel cage will be constructed around the ring. Every match will be within the steel cage. We sell out this event. Buy your tickets early. Buy them online at UCW-Zero.com. We will see